Was at the gas station today, stood there in the cold watching the numbers spin faster than a slot machine. 4.50, 4.59, 4.65 a gallon. It cost me $62.50 to fill a tank of gas. Gas I need to get to a job that barely pays for the gas to get me there, plus the car payment, plus the insurance. You ever feel that? That hamster wheel feeling, like you're running as fast as you can, just to stay in the exact same spot. You get home, dead tired. You worked all day. The mail is on the kitchen counter. You see that little window on the envelope. The credit card bill, your stomach tightens. You don't even want to open it. You already know what it says, past due, or minimum payment. You're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You're exhausted. And you have nothing, absolutely nothing to show for it but a pile of bills and a knot in your chest that won't go away. And then, you're scrolling on your phone looking for an escape, and some kid in a suit tells you about saving your first $100,000. He calls it the turning point of every millionaire. What a load of garbage. A millionaire's turning point? Kid, you have no idea. Let me tell you what $100,000 is for people like us, for Main Street. It's not the down payment on a beach house. It's not the key to a luxury car. $100,000 is the I can finally sleep through the night money. It's the wall. The big, thick concrete wall you build between your family and one single disaster. One medical bill that ruins your life. One layoff that puts you on the street. $100,000 is the I can finally quit one of my 2 jobs money. It's the my kid needs braces and I don't have to panic money. It's the my car's transmission just died and it's an inconvenience, not a catastrophe money. It's freedom, plain and simple. And the banks, the credit card companies, the gurus, they don't want you to have it. They want you paying the minimum. They want you enslaved to the interest. Who am I to tell you this? It doesn't matter. You can call me, well, don't. Just listen. I'm not some finance bro who got a big inheritance. I'm not selling you a course. I don't want your email. I'm the guy who's worked 2 jobs his entire adult life. I've loaded trucks in the day and stocked shelves at a grocery store at night. I've had my electricity shut off in the middle of a heat wave because I had to choose between the power bill and the rent. I've been exactly where you are, staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., doing the math that never, ever adds up. And I learned something in those long nights. A lesson I learned on my feet, not in a classroom. A lesson from Main Street. And it's this. Wealth isn't about what you own. It's about what doesn't own you. Right now, that $6,000 credit card balance owns you. That $550 car payment owns you. The bank that holds your mortgage, they own you. We've been lied to. We're taught to want things. We're told we deserve them. It's the great American trap. You worked hard all week. You deserve that $150 dinner. You had a tough month. You deserve that new phone. You need a vacation. Just put it on the card. You can pay it off later. Later is a lie. Later is where they get you. That I deserve it mentality is the prison. It's the oldest trick in the book, designed by Wall Street to keep Main Street broke, designed to keep you paying them interest forever. Let's do some simple math, the kind they don't teach in school. The average American family is carrying thousands in credit card debt. Let's be conservative. Let's say you have a $5,000 balance. The average interest rate right now is over 21%. If you only pay the minimum payment, let's say $150 a month, do you know how long it will take you to pay off that $5,000? 4.5 years. And do you know how much extra you will pay in interest? Over $2,600. You paid $2,600 for nothing. That's a month of your salary, a month of your life, gone, handed directly to a bank just for the privilege of being broke. You paid more for the interest than you probably remember buying with the money. You are working the first week of every month just to pay the interest on things you already forgot you bought. Think about that. An entire week of your life, every single month. You think that's the worst part? We haven't even talked about your car. That shiny SUV in the driveway, the one with the $600 monthly payment for the next 72 months. That's not a car. That's a ball and chain. This isn't about deserving things. You do deserve things. You deserve peace. You deserve security. You deserve to go to bed knowing that if the water heater floods the basement tomorrow, you can fix it, without panic, without another loan. That is what you deserve. But you cannot have that peace. You will never have that peace. If you are trading it for a $7 coffee every morning, a $15 delivery fee every night, and a $600 car payment every month. You are trading true, lasting security for temporary, flimsy status. We're going to fix this. You and me. We're going to start right now. But we can't fix a leak if we don't admit it exists. I need you to be honest, not with me, with yourself. Go to the comments right now. I want you to write down the last thing you bought that cost less than $50, but you absolutely 100% did not need. Was it another streaming service you won't watch? Was it that extra drink at the bar? Was it something on Amazon that's still in the box? No shame, just write it. This is the confession. The first step to fixing this problem is admitting we have one. You did it? Good. Now look at that item. That's just one drop in the bucket. You think $100,000 is impossible? It's not. It's right there. You're just giving it away, piece by piece, dollar by dollar, every single day. In the next part, I'm going to show you exactly where all that money is going. I'm not talking about the $50 you just wrote down. I'm talking about the thousands. And I'm going to show you the math. The simple, brutal math, of how to get it back. We're going to find your $100,000, and it starts by plugging these leaks. All right, you admitted to the $50 waste. Good, that's a start. But that $50, that's just the water dripping from the faucet. I'm not worried about the drip. I'm worried about the pipe that burst behind the wall, the one that's flooding your foundation while you're busy wiping up a puddle in the kitchen. Your $100,000 isn't disappearing in $50 chunks. It's disappearing in $500 chunks, in $2,000 chunks. It's leaking out of holes you've been taught to believe are normal. You want to know where your money is? Let's go find it. We're going to start with the convenience tax. You get home from that 10-hour shift. You're exhausted, your feet hurt. The last thing on earth you want to do is stand in the kitchen and cook, so you grab your phone. Click, click, click. 45 minutes later, a bag of cold food arrives at your door. Cost you $15. But wait, that's not what it cost. It cost $15 plus a $5 delivery fee, plus a $2 service fee, plus a $3 tip. You just paid $25 for a meal you could have made yourself for $4. You think, it's just this one time. But it's not. You did it on Tuesday, you did it again on Friday. You're doing it 3, maybe 4 times a week. Let's do the math. The real math. Let's be very generous and say you only do this 3 times a week. And let's say the average cost is only $15. 3 times a week at $15 is $45 a week. There are 52 weeks in a year, but we'll use 50 to keep the math simple. $45 times 50 weeks is $2,250 a year. Wait, let's do it by the month. It's easier to feel. $45 a week is $180 a month. $180 a month times 12 months is $2,160 a year. In 1 year, you spent over $2,000 on delivery food. In 10 years, that's $21,600. You just ate 21% of your $100,000 freedom fund. You ate it, and you're probably still hungry. And you wonder why you're broke. You're paying a convenience tax that amounts to a part-time job you didn't even apply for. That's leak number 1. Now, let's talk about the laziness fee. Open your bank statement or your credit card statement. Go on, I'll wait. Scroll. What's that? $14.99? That streaming service you forgot you had. What's that? $9.99? That free trial for a music app that ended 6 months ago. What's that? $29.99? That gym membership you haven't used since January. It's all just $10. Just 15. Let's add it up. I bet right now you are spending at least $50 a month on subscriptions and memberships you do not use. At least $50 a month. That's $600 a year. In 10 years, that's $6,000. Let's add our 2 small leaks together, the $21,600 from the convenience tax, the $6,000 from the laziness fee, that is $27,600. We just found almost $30,000 of your $100,000. And we haven't even talked about the big stuff. We're still in the weeds. I had a moment. Years ago, my truck was making a noise. A bad one. I took it to my local mechanic, Sal. He's been on that same corner for 30 years. He's got grease under his fingernails that'll never come out. He knows his stuff. He's wiping his hands on a rag and he looks at my old paid-off truck. Then he points with his wrench to a brand new, shiny pickup truck up on the lift, a $60,000 machine. He says to me, "You know the difference between your truck and that one?" I say, "About $50,000. He shakes his head. "Nope. That one's got a $700 payment. Yours doesn't. And you know what's funny? I make more money fixing these new ones than I ever did on the old ones. They're full of computers that are designed to break. And the kid who owns it, he's working 2 jobs to pay the note. He can't even afford the repair bill I'm about to give him. That's when it hit me. I was looking at my money all wrong. I was always trying to figure out how to make more, how to get a raise, how to work more overtime. But the problem wasn't what I was making. The problem was what I was losing. Your bank account is a bucket. Stop trying to fill it and start plugging the holes. I went home that night and I did something that changed my life. I didn't download an app. I didn't make a spreadsheet. I took out a small, cheap notebook, a 99-cent one, and a pen. And for 30 days, every single time I spent money, I wrote it down. A 50-cent pack of gum, I wrote it down. The $62.50 in gas, wrote it down. The $4 coffee, wrote it down. I didn't judge it. I just wrote it down. At the end of 30 days, I sat at my kitchen table and I added it all up with a calculator, and I got sick to my stomach. I saw it, black and white. The $180 on delivery, the $40 on coffee, the $15 on a subscription I'd forgotten. I saw exactly where the money was going. It wasn't just gone. I was giving it away. You have to do this. You have to feel the pain of writing it down. When you just tap a card, it's invisible, it's fake. When you have to write $4 for coffee, you feel it. You feel the waste. Now I can hear you complaining already. So what? I'm just supposed to sit in a dark room and eat rice? I'm not allowed to have any fun. That's not living. That's just being a cheapskate. You're wrong. There's a big difference between being cheap and being smart. Cheap is arguing with a waitress over 50 cents on the bill. Smart is not being in that restaurant in the first place because you're cooking at home and saving $50. Cheap is buying the thinnest toilet paper to save $1. Smart is not having a $600 car payment so you can buy whatever toilet paper you want. This isn't about fun. What's fun about that knot in your chest when the bills come? What's fun about lying awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling, terrified of a $500 emergency? Is that living? No, that's being a slave. Living, true living, is being free from that fear, and you get free by plugging these leaks. You get free by taking control. We've plugged the small holes. We found almost $30,000, but we're not done. In part 3, we're going after the big one, the one Sal the mechanic pointed out, the one decision that might be costing you $50,000 all by itself. We're going to talk about that monster sitting in your driveway, and I'm going to show you the math that will make you sick and then set you free. Let's talk about the monster, the one Sal the mechanic warned us about, the one sitting in your driveway, gleaming under the streetlight, silently eating your future, your car payment. You think it's normal. Everyone has one. The dealer told you it was a good deal. You got 0% financing. You got a low monthly payment. There is no such thing as a low monthly payment on a depreciating asset. There is only the price and the interest. You are not paying $600 a month for a car. You are paying $600 a month for the privilege of watching its value fall off a cliff. Let's do the math, the big math. Your neighbor Tom just bought a brand new truck, $50,000. He rolled his old car loan into it. He's paying $750 a month. For 72 months, that's 6 years. 750 times 72 is $54,000. He'll pay $54,000 for a $50,000 truck that will be worth $20,000 in 6 years. He lost $34,000. And what will he do in 6 years? He'll roll the $10,000 he still owes into another new truck. The cycle never, ever ends. Tom will die in debt to a car company. Now let's talk about you. You say no. You say no to the new car smell. You say no to the new touchscreen. You say no to the status. You save up $10,000. Or you sell the new car you're drowning in, take the loss, and buy a $10,000 reliable 7-year-old car. With cash. It's paid for. It's yours. The title is in your drawer, not at the bank. You have no car payment. What do? You take just $500 of that $750 payment you're not making, just $500, and you put it away. You hide it from yourself. $500 a month. In 1 year, that is $6,000. In 10 years, the time you're going to drive that reliable, paid-for car, that is $60,000. Let's add this up. Let's see where our $100,000 is. From part 2, we found $21,600 you were spending on delivery food over 10 years. We found $6,000 you were spending on forgotten subscriptions. And now, we just found $60,000 you were spending on a new car payment. What is the total? $21,600 plus $6,000 plus $60,000. That is $87,600. We are almost at $100,000. And you didn't get a raise. You didn't win the lottery. You didn't work a third job. You just stopped the bleeding. You said no. You think this is a fantasy. I know a nurse, let's call her Brenda, drowning in student loans. Drowning, but she had a brand new SUV, a $600 payment. I deserve it, she said. I work hard. She was right. She worked so hard she was crying in her car during her lunch break from the stress. She finally cracked. She sold the SUV, took a $3,000 loss on the loan. She bought a 10-year-old Toyota for $5,000. She took that $600 payment and she threw it at her student loans. Every month, $600 on top of her minimum payment. She told me she's on track to be debt-free in 3 years, not 10. She said she hasn't slept this well in her entire adult life. I know a plumber, Mike, good guy, good at his job, but he was broke. Why? He bought his breakfast every day, $10. He bought his lunch every day, $15, $25 a day, 5 days a week, $125 a week. On food, he could have packed himself. $125 a week is $500 a month. $500 a month is $6,000 a year. He was eating $6,000. He stopped. He bought a lunchbox. He makes coffee at home. He told me last month, I just paid for my kids' braces, in cash, with my lunch money. This is the power of no. The power of no is not about deprivation. It's about liberation. Every time you say no to a stupid temporary piece of junk, you are saying yes to your freedom. You are saying yes to that $100,000 wall between you and disaster. Let's find the rest of that $600. Groceries. You walk into that store with no list. You're tired. You're hungry. You grab the brand name cereal because you like the box. It's $5.50. The one in the bag next to it is $3. It's the same cornflakes. You just paid $2.50 for cardboard. You buy the pre-cut vegetables, you buy the bottled water, you buy the frozen dinners. You're paying for convenience, and you're paying double. Make a list, stick to the list, eat before you go. You'll save $100 a month. Easy. $100 a month is $200 a year. Find $200 a year for 10 years is $12,000. What was our total? $87,600. Add the $12,000 from smart grocery shopping. We are at $90,600. We're there. We found it. We found your $100,000. It was in your driveway. It was in your delivery apps. It was in your grocery cart. Now, this is the hard part. When you start doing this, Liz, people will notice. Your friends will say, hey, let's go out to that new 100 a plate restaurant. And you will have to say, no, let's cook at my place. And they will look at you funny. Your brother-in-law will see your 10-year-old car and say, still driving that thing, huh? When are you going to get a real car? And you will have to smile and say nothing, because you know his real car owns him. And you own yours. They will call you cheap. They will say you're no fun. Let them. They are broke. They are one paycheck away from disaster. They are slaves to the bank. You are getting free. The heaviest thing you can carry is debt. Put it down. I want you to close your eyes for a second. No, really, do it. I want you to imagine your life in 2 years. You have no car payment. You have no credit card debt. You have $20,000 in a savings account. You're walking to your car, and the check engine light comes on, and your heart doesn't pound. You don't panic. You don't start swearing, wondering which bill you're not going to pay. You just sigh. You think, well, that's annoying. You take it to Sal. He says it's a $900 fix. And you say, okay, go ahead, and you pay him. From your savings, and you drive home, and that's it. The crisis is over. It wasn't a crisis. It was just an inconvenience. That is $100,000. It's not a number in a bank account. It's the end of fear. It's the sound of your own heart beating normally. The math is simple. The numbers are real. The peace of mind is waiting for you. But how do you start? How do you go from $5,000 in debt to $20,000 in the bank? It starts with a 90-day war. In the final part, I'm giving you the battle plan. No more talk, just action. So we found it $96,600. We're close enough. We found your $100,000. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't hidden in a hot stock or some real estate scheme. It was right there. You were just giving it away. It was in your car payment. It was in your delivery apps. It was in your subscription list. It was in your grocery cart. But knowing is not doing. And doing, this is the hard part. This is the part where you find out what you're really made of. This is the part where you stop watching videos about money and you start controlling your money. I told you, I've worked 2 jobs most of my life. I know what an hour of my time costs. It costs an hour of my life I don't get to spend with my family. It costs an hour of sleep I'll never get back. When I finally understood that, I stopped spending dollars. I started spending hours. When I look at a $50 shirt I don't need, I don't see $50. I see 3 hours of my life standing on my feet, away from my home, and I ask myself, is this shirt worth 3 hours of my life? The answer is always no. That is the 2-job mentality, and that is what you have to adopt. You have 2 futures starting right now. In one future, you do nothing. You click off this, you say, that was interesting, and you go right back to what you were doing. In 5 years, you will be in this exact same spot, except you'll be 5 years older. You'll be 5 years more tired. The debt will be bigger. The car will be older, and you'll be looking for another low monthly payment. You will still have that knot in your stomach every time the mail comes. That fear will still be your roommate. In the other future, you do the work. The next 12 months are going to be hard. You're going to say no so many times it's going to taste bad in your mouth. You're going to feel left out. But in 5 years, you'll be free. You'll have $50,000, $60,000 in the bank. You might be working 1 job. The check engine light will come on, and you will just get it fixed. The mail will come, and you will open it, because you don't care. It's all paid. The price for both futures is the next 5 years of your life. The only difference is what you have at the end of it. More debt or peace. Your choice. If you're ready to choose peace, here's the plan. I'm not asking you to do this for 10 years. I'm asking for 90 days, 3 months. That's the first battle. This is the belt-tightening plan. Month 1, the diagnosis. You are going to get that 99-cent notebook. I'm serious. Not an app. A pen and paper. For 30 days, you write down every single penny. You don't tap to pay and forget. You pull out the notebook. You write $5.80 for coffee. You force yourself to see the numbers. You must feel the pain, the friction of every dollar that leaves your hand. At the end of 30 days, you will add it up, and you will be sick. Good. Month 2, the detox. You are going on a spending fast. This is not a trim. This is not a diet. This is a shock to the system. For 30 days, you cook every meal. You cancel every single subscription that is not essential for your job or your house. Every single one. No delivery, no coffee shops, no bars, no Amazon boxes. Nothing that isn't gas to get to work or groceries from a list. It will be the hardest financial 30 days of your life. It is supposed to hurt. You are breaking an addiction. Month 3, the system. By now, you've survived. You've seen the truth. You've proven you can do it. And you have extra money sitting in your checking account for the first time in your life. Now you automate it. You go to your bank's website. You open a high-yield savings account. At a different bank if you have to. One that's hard to get to. You set up an automatic transfer. The day you get paid and before you pay the credit card, before you buy groceries, $200, $500, whatever you saved in month 2, vanishes. It goes from your checking account to that savings account. This is called paying yourself first, not last. Not with the leftovers. First. That money is now dead to you. It is not for spending. It is for building the wall. This isn't about saving pennies. This is a hostile takeover. Right now, the banks are the boss of your money. The credit card companies are the boss of your future. This 90-day plan, this is you walking into the boardroom and firing every single one of them. You are taking back control. This is not deprivation. This is power. This is you finally becoming the boss. If you made it this far, you're not a tourist. You're sick of it. You're ready. But I don't want you to just think it. I want you to commit to it. This is your contract. With me. And with yourself. The $100,000 journey starts with the first hardest step. Go to the comments right now. I want you to write, my first 10K. That's it. Those 3 words. That's your signature on the contract. That's the first brick in the wall. All right, we're done talking. Talking doesn't build the wall. Now go make a sandwich. You're not paying for delivery tonight.